here, nosy housefrau, just checking in from Cleveland. Remember I said I'd be going out of town? Did I miss anything? Of course, the second I stepped foot away from home for the first time in like over a year, the biggest breaking drama story breaks. Why? Why doesn't drama wait for this woman ever? So here I am at my friend's house in Cleveland, and I'm trying to keep it down, but I don't have to in this house because it's monstrous. I apologize for the shaky camera. I'm so sorry. Let me try and hold that steady. I talk with my hands. So yeah, it's not like I'm gonna wake anybody. This house is like two of mine. So we had a great day. We went hiking, we made food, did some of her home renovations because she's got a lot of projects, and I just had a great time. This is my bestie, and we just had so much fun. And I took my shower, and then I checked Dustin Daly's video. I thought I'm gonna check, and as soon as Dustin started talking, I realized, oh crap, I missed something huge. So I clicked off really fast and went to watch Toddy's video for the direct context. And I'm gonna catch up on everybody's responses tomorrow. But for now, I just watched Toddy's and I just watched James's. And while they're fresh in my mind, I wanted to share with you, the thirsty viewer, my thoughts. Well, in Toddy's video, and I have to say, I know her ethereal beauty should not add more credibility to what she says, but there's so much truth in her. She's just so pretty. But what really struck me about her was that she was still speaking from the heart, and her story has remained consistent. She explained herself very well, and really, this hurt James. I mean, no one is gonna not believe her. I mean, like, I think for the most part, people are going to be on her side. Always these topics are divisive, but I have a feeling she's the one with the landslide of support. And it's not hard to see why. Her and her husband did a lot for James, and she wasn't saying that in a way that made it sound like she's just trying to take credit for his whole career. But what she was doing was explaining why she felt that she thought there was a mutual loyalty, why there should be. That, you know, I have to say, I felt really sad because there aren't many people in our lives that really have our backs the way she had his. And it's tragic that this kid is so flaky and out there. And his ambition, as I've said before, is a tornado destroying everything in its path. And he lost a good friend because of it. I'm not sure that it's irreparable damage. It depends on how he conducts himself in the future. But for the most part, I think that Toddy has washed her hands of him and feels very wounded. And on top of that, when she tried to smooth things over with him, he still acted overly ambitious and conniving. And that was the last straw for her. So he lost a really good friend. And if he doesn't grow up and change his act, he's going to lose more. Now, on to his video. James Charles, in his very reverent, slower speaking video where he's abroad, seemed to be saying some of the right things. Remember in Toddy's video, she says he can say some nice things? Well, he was. He was saying that he was very sorry. The thing is, I don't understand why he waited to make this video. Why he waited for her to make a video to make a video. It would have meant so much more and gone so much further if he had done this a week ago or as soon as she was upset with him. He could have said, you know what, I never have put her in a video. I owe her a lot, and make the dang video. And he didn't. So now he's apologizing, and of course it looks like it's because he's lost clout and he's bleeding subscribers. And I don't understand why it's always so hard for James Charles to see the right thing to do. Something else that stood out to me in his video, even though he was saying the right things, I felt like he wasn't taking accountability for what happened. I felt like he was still saying, even if it's not my fault, when he'd say, you know, normally I'd get receipts and this and that, but that doesn't matter. And no matter what happened, I'm sorry. And so it seemed to me like he was still skirting responsibility. It doesn't matter what happened. I still hurt them. In other words, even though it's not my fault, I'm sorry I hurt them. That's not good enough. And then he went on to address his mother directly in his video. She's the most important person in his life. He said that when he was choking up. The problem to me is this is something that he should have done offline anyway. He should have talked to his mother, and what he should have been telling people is, I did ask my mother to kindly, please not intervene on my behalf. But instead, he said that to her in the video. And to me, that looks bad too. That looks like you're trying to garner support. That looks like you're trying to garner sympathy by doing this, like, tearful video, like he's a soldier talking to his mom, like, Mom, I love you. And just, that was bad the way he did that. It's okay. I mean, like, to address your mother is one thing, but like, he was addressing the fact that his mother seemed to have gotten involved in his online disputes. Instead of addressing it that way, I think he's already spoken to her. That was, what, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, that his mother was accused of butting in on these conversations. He's already talked to her about it. But he's talking in his video as though he's addressing her on this for the first time. And I just do not believe that. If she's the most important person in your world and you talk all the time, then why are you saying this? Why are you communicating with your mother directly in an apology video to Tati? I felt like it was really him trying to get people to feel sorry for him. And it's true what they say, you can't fake sincerity. And that pretty much proved it. Anyway, I get no schadenfreude from watching somebody lose a valuable friend that could have been a lifelong friend. And maybe it's a good time for all of us to take stock of how are we treating the people in our lives. I mean, obviously, I'm not comparing anybody to JC, least of all me, but, it's important to note how lucky we are when someone trusts us, how lucky we are when someone gives us their friendship. So in conclusion, Tati's popularity is going to skyrocket. James Charles's is going to plummet, which a lot of people, probably myself included, think is why he made his video. And I'm really looking forward to watching everybody else's input on this, because it is a hot topic and I still want to see how much I agree with everyone else. So I'll be checking all my favorite drama channels. I so appreciate you if you swung by here and you listened this far. Thank you for joining me in Cleveland at my little late night slumber party for the late breaking drama news. I have such cotton mouth. Tomorrow, I'm going to be taking a walk through the cemetery. It's the only place I feel like the lucky one.